let's take a look at Google Keep and how we can utilize this tool to help students set goals. But more importantly, when it comes to goal setting, it's all about reminding us that we have a goal and checking in regularly to make sure that we're meeting that goal. To find Google Keep, open a new tab and go to your Google Waffle over on the side. And Google Keep should be there. If it is not, you can always scroll down. Sometimes it's further down in this mess, or you can always go to keep.google.com and that will open it up. To access this is pretty easy to do on a phone or on a tablet as well. So if you're using iPads in your classroom, don't fret. You can have it downloaded to your device. So let's have a look and see what we can do here. If you navigate around this, we can take a note right at the top. So normally with Google, there's a plus sign here or a plus sign here. This is so ridiculously intuitive, they don't even have you add something. So you can title your note whatever you like. Goals for marking period 1. And you may want to do this as an entire class lesson, have them uniformly create the title so that you know what you're looking at. And they can also put their name in there, but it won't be necessary. If you're going to have them submit it via screenshot, you may want them to do that. So let's take a note. Notice that we can add a lot of different things here. My goal is to consistently hand in my homework and to read 30 pages a day. We can write this goal and then we can have it set to remind you when to do it. So when they click the reminder, it'll remind them at a set time that you can help them configure. You can also have it pick a place. So if your students are carrying their devices back and forth, it will ping their Chromebook or their school iPad when they get home. This notification will come up on their screen when they open it up in that location. So kid goes home and they sit down and they want to do a little YouTube to rest. They open it up and there's this reminder saying like, hey, do your homework and read your 30 pages, and they go, YouTube or meeting my goal, and that'll be up to them to have that self-power to do that. They can also pick a date or time, and they can also choose the dates. So we can also set a collaborator. So what you'll want them to do is for you to check in on their progress. You will want them to add you as a collaborator. They just need to type in your name right here. And since you're in their domain, it should auto-populate when you start typing right in there. What that'll do is it'll give you access to each of their notes in Google Keep, and you'll be able to see them and what they've been doing. We can add an image. So if you have images that you have saved on your Chromebook, you can add an image, or we can go back up here and let's find an image of like reading. Let's look for images, and let's find one that looks kind of appealing. Oh, this one's kind of cool. We can save the image and then go back to our Google Keep note, add the image. It'll be in my most recent downloads. There it is. Open it up, and we've got this really cool visual way for us to see our note at the top of our page. This is archive. If you click this, it comes into this folder here, and it'll be archived and set aside for another time. You can reactivate archived notes at any time. So if they do that and they go, uh-oh, it's not a problem, they can do that. This is where the superpowers in Keep are in these 3 dots. They can add a label. So labels help you search at the top for whatever it is that they're looking for. They also put things over on the side. Notice I have one for PD because I like to put my PD ideas in Google Keep. And by labeling them, it adds this little label down here. I can sort them by clicking here and just finding things that are labeled that way. So if students want to use this tool for more things other than just goal setting, labeling will help get them organized. And we know the more we help students learn these organization systems, the more we help them self-manage for the future. So it's food for thought. They can add a label at any time. I'm going to just call this goals. And now I have a new label set up over here, and it's labeled here. If I can't find my goals, I just click here to find it. I wasn't done with that yet. There we go. So here's my 3 dots. We can also show checkboxes. So if I want to change this from 1 thing to 2, my goal is to consistently hand in my homework. I will read 30 pages a day. We can have multiple goals here as a list item, and we have this set to remind us that maybe we will have it refresh this note every day, and it's a checklist that I can check off. Very handy for groceries. This is fantastic if you and your spouse, your significant other, your roommate decide you're both going to go grocery shopping at the same time and you have the Keep app on your phone. You can be checking things off and it will live time update as long as you can get Wi-Fi in the store. It will show you what other people have picked up in the store. It will cut your shopping time down by a lot. It'll also, if you set that reminder to a location and you drive by the drugstore, it will remind you of a prescription to pick up. If you put in there that you want it to remind you when you get to a location to pick up the prescription, it'll tell you as soon as you get close to there to pick up the prescription. So those sorts of things are also handy tools that are embedded right inside of this. We can hide the checkboxes after we've done that. You won't need to grab image text, but what this is if you use this as a drawing tool, which is a feature in here I will show you next, it will show the text. So it'll use OCR, it'll find the words that you've written by hand and turn it into typed text. And we can also copy our list and send it to Google Docs. So once we've done those things, let's look at the other things. We did background options. We can choose a color or, ooh, these are new to me. I've not seen these. Recipes, notes. Ooh, I like that one. So it makes it a little jazzier. When you're doing a daily goal, maybe we want to look at something that's going to motivate us to want to look at it every day, right? We don't want something that's going to be detracting or negative. But you could also choose a plain color over here, which is kind of cool. So now that we have this set up here, let's look at our reminders. We would like it to remind us later today at 8 p.m., but maybe I want to change that time. We can also, when we click on this, notice it says does not repeat. We can have it repeat it daily. So I maybe want it to set it for 3 p.m., not 8, because by 8 o'clock, they shouldn't be thinking about homework. It should be done. Let's give us a little grace and say we have like practice. We'll be home by 5. So we'll say we want it to remind us at 4 p.m. We can have it set at multiple times. So we can also give us an evening one where we would like it to remind us also at 7. So maybe we didn't get to our homework in time. We can have it remind us at 7 o'clock. Hey, did you do it at 4 or did you just snooze your alarm, right? So at this rate, it'll remind us daily at those 2 times to do those things. We can also pick a place and you can choose your location, but you have to unlock this location feature. So maybe we want it to remind us when we get home and we can type in the address of home there. It'll geolocate once it's in its location to remind you. So these are great ways to help students keep pace with their goals. So this is a simple thing to do. I would assign this out in Google Classroom with written directions or a step-by-step video or a whole class lesson with the assignment that you want them to screenshot their note on their Chromebook. It'll show that they've set a reminder. It'll show that they've set a label, and you'll be able to see their goals. You could also have them, like I said, add you as a collaborator, and then you will see all of their notes inside your Google Keep when you open it up. That is the nuts and bolts of Google Keep. I hope that this makes things a little easier for you to help your students set fantastic goals.